Alone by Enter2Credits once again. And yeah, if you guys are not familiar with his work, once again, I will post a link to everything. He's somebody I've had some decent, conversations in regards to like X and I think some YouTube comments as well. So yeah, all right, let's get into it.
Street lights cut through my window again, counting cracks while the silence screams your name. Last text when seen 3 days ago. I'm rewriting every word like it can make you stay, but I know mirrors.
Bye Annie, thanks for stopping by.
Trying so hard, but the damage is already done. I swear I'm trying every single night, but the voice in my head saying I'm not worth the fight. I'm screaming in the static, lost inside the black, never good enough, burning on my back. Heartbeats turn to question marks, every breath another flame dying in the dark. I'm the one they leave behind, the joke that no one laughs at, the broken piece that never fits. Tell me why I'm like that, alone, but maybe if I scream it loud enough, I'll finally be enough.
I built these walls with sorries I can't take back, scrolling through their perfect lives while mine's off track. They say you're enough like it's some kind of trend, but the mirror and the silence say it's all pretend. Friends faded out like summer songs on repeat, left me here with the echoes of my own defeat. I swear I'm trying, can't you see the scars still swinging at a bar that's set behind the stars?
I'm screaming in the static, lost inside the black, never good enough, burning on my back. Heartbeats turn to question marks, every breath another flame dying in the dark.
I'm the one they leave behind,
The joke that no one laughs at, the broken piece that never fits. Tell me why I'm like that, alone, but maybe if I scream it loud enough, I'll finally be enough. What if I just disappear tonight, fade into the gray when anyone notice the light? I'm tired of pretending I'm okay, but something in me still wants to stay. I'm screaming in the static, tearing through the black, ripping never good enough right off my back. Heartbeats finally answering the dark, every breath a spark that's learning how to start. I'm the one who's still standing when the music fades out, maybe broken, maybe scarred, but I'm figuring it out.
Okay, Annie, I'll make note of that.
Not alone, yeah, I'm learning how to be enough
on my own.
That was great. Hold on, that's the next one. Hold on. So I think he had posted that this was basically a breakup song, which I, kind of big vibes on that. Speaking about free tiers, everyone should try Sonato, a free tier while it lasts. Ooh, send me a link to that. Send me a link to it on Discord, or I guess comment on the VOD afterwards. That way I remember it. I have a very bad memory. Pretty much unrestricted voice. Ooh, okay, cool. I like the attention of the semi-realism in the kind of like post-apocalyptic setting. I'm a sucker for post-apocalyptic settings myself. But I love how it transitions into like anime style. I love that. I have your Discord. I want to join. Lol. Let me see if I can get that real quick for you. Doesn't pop up. You guys might get a double echo real quick because I will be doing. You might hear my YouTube twice. I think I moved it on time. Yeah, there we go. When you join, you should be taken to like a rules section at the bottom. You just have to click that you accept the rules once, and then it'll give you the access to the most of the server. We had to do that because of like spammers and stuff like that, but just so you know. I also pinned it in case anybody else wants to join. Yay, we just hang out. I mean, it's for people in my agency, but we have fans and friends there alike. So, you know, feel free to make yourselves at home. All right, back to the critiques. I like this shot here with the rain pouring down, because obviously it gives big, like, you know, breakup vibes, which I think is the intention, right?
I swear I'm trying every single night, but the voice in my head saying I'm not worth the fight. I'm screaming in the static, lost inside the black, never good enough, burning on my back.
That thing right there, never good enough, burning on my back. Yeah. That's something I think a lot of men specifically feel, where you feel like you're never good enough because you don't fit into what society, or in this case, what a girl wants, even though you might have strong feelings for her, or you maybe even a male partner if you swing that way. I mean, no shade. Whatever you like is whatever you like. But a lot of that, it just becomes personal insecurity. And, you know, I can't speak for, you know, for Enter2Credits personal struggles at all. But I will say, as soon as I stopped trying to seek other people's, like, let me think of the right word, approval. I think that's the right word. Once I started to stop seeking other people's approval, my life got a fuck of a lot easier. And you know why? Because once somebody said, well, you're not cool enough to hang out with us, or, you know, cool enough to be my boyfriend or whatever, you say, okay, well, fuck you too. And that person's like dead to me from that point forward. Not necessarily that I go out of my way and I'm cruel to them by any means, but it just basically means I'm not going to waste any more energy on you. If you don't have my best intentions at heart, then I'm not going to have your best intentions. And once I started prioritizing myself instead of other people, my life got a lot easier. I got a lot happier. You know, and once again, I'm not a therapist or anything like that at all. But I'm just saying this is from my own personal experiences with things like this. And, you know, I also understand by the opposite side that sometimes people just want to get things off their chest. And this is a great way to get those things off their chest by making songs, writing them down, or now that we have the ability to do like AI prompting and stuff. I mean, totally another way of doing it as well.
Heartbeats turn to question marks, every breath another flame dying in the dark. I'm the one they leave behind, the joke that no one laughs at, the broken piece that never fits.
So this part initially I didn't understand, because I was like, is he a giant? But then I think what he was trying to go for in this scene is that he's kind of like remembering it, and that's why he fades away. So once I saw him fade away, like the scene made more sense to me.
Tell me why I'm like that, alone, but maybe if I scream it loud enough, I finally be enough.
The reality of it, guys, everybody, is that you are always enough, and you will always be enough. It's just that there's stupid people who don't learn to appreciate it. So if anybody ever says that you're not enough or you're not good enough or whatever, no, the truth is you were good enough. The thing is, they weren't good enough for you, because you should not have to change who you are or lower your expectations or your values, because usually it's because somebody is attractive physically and you want to be with them. But more, you compromise your integrity. You do things like, oh, well, I don't want to, you know, go see this movie, for example, but she wants to go see this movie, so you do that, and then all of a sudden you're fucking miserable because you're watching all these chick flicks for the sake of argument.
I built these walls with stories I can't take back. Scrolling through their perfect lives while mine's off track. They say you're enough like it's some
That happens all the time too. The girl will leave or the partner will leave because they think they weren't good enough, and then they'll be like, "Oh no, I was wrong. I thought the grass was greener when really the grass was not greener. It was still the same shade of shit brown." And you know what you do? You never fucking take them back, because if you take them back, I'm gonna tell you from personal experience, if you take them back, they will lose all respect for you. They will never view you the same way. The best thing you can do, and once again, everyone's relationship's different, but the best thing you can do is once you decide to walk away or whether they decide to end it, it's over, it's done, it's dead. You're moving on with your life. When you go crawling back to somebody, you just sacrifice your integrity.
Kind of trend, but the mirror in the silence say it's all pretend. Friends faded out like summer songs on repeat. Left me here with the echoes of my own defeat.
I really like this shot here. The red on, yeah, obviously I'm a sucker for white hair, but the way how it contrasts with the red, I'll say debris, very nice. I like that.
I swear I'm trying. Can't you see the scars? Still swinging at a bar that's set behind the stars.
I'm screaming in the static, lost inside the black. Never good enough, burning on my back. Heartbeat.
I don't know why, but this shot specifically made me think of He-Man Masters of the Universe. Specifically Castle Grayskull, and I don't think that was the intention at all, but I dig it.
Turn to question marks. Every breath another flame dying in the dark.
I'm the one they leave behind, a joke that no one
Laughs at the broken piece that never fits. Tell me why I'm like that. Alone, alone. But maybe if I scream it loud enough.
I like this shot here where he's looking in the mirror, because I think every guy at some point in their life has had that kind of like dysmorphia, not necessarily in regards to like trans stuff, but where you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see staring back at you, and you feel hideous and you feel ugly and you feel inferior because people have put all that shit in your head, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, for example, if somebody tells you, "Oh, well, you're, a fat ass." So what do? Instead of working out properly, generally you get depressed and you start eating more fast food, you start eating more shit, and then you do become a fat ass, even more of a fat ass. And I'm not calling anybody out here, I'm just speaking from personal experience. But when you have the strength to pull yourself out of that hole and start doing shit like, you know what, I'm not going to do this, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna exercise, I'm gonna prioritize my health, my mental health. It definitely helps. But like I said, this here, I totally like. I think everybody who's a guy can resonate with this. You look in the mirror and you don't like who you see, regardless of whether it's a good time or bad time. I think everyone's felt that.
What if I just disappear tonight? Fade into the gray when anyone notice the light. I'm tired of pretending I'm okay, but something in me still wants to stay. I'm screaming in the static, tearing through the black, ripping never good enough right off my back. Heartbeats finally answering the dark. Every breath a spark that's learning.
Oh, this is a great shot. I did not see that shot before. Wait, let me go back. That's a great shot. I like the fact that it's like semi-realistic in the style. I dig that. That's pretty cool.
Learning how to start. I'm the one who's still standing when the music fades out. Maybe broken, maybe scarred, but I'm figuring it out. Not alone, not alone. Yeah, I'm learning how to be enough.
on my own.
Oh, that was great. That came out great. Once again, this is by Enter2Credits. Only 111 subscribers. Very underrated, underappreciated from my perspective. Great stuff. Song really resonated with me. I can, definitely, resonate with a lot of it. So yeah, I'll be watching more of his stuff hopefully soon. So yeah.